just missed my cue to start talking. I'm not really sure. I'm so tired. It is Blacklist 57, which is a coincidence because today is January the 57th. Guys, how you doing?
It's not the 57th.
58th now, is it? Have I missed a day?
It feels like the 57th. It's not actually.
It really does. I'm so tired. How are we? Are we all okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Tired.
Yeah.
So when I heard this the other day, apparently when asked how you are, and I'm sorry if I've said this before on this, but I'm not sure I have, the most popular response in Scandinavia to "How are you?" is "awake and not crying."
I mean, it seems fairly apt.
So how am I? I'm awake and I'm not crying. That's as good as it gets. But I like that expression. That's a suitably dark Scandinavian greeting, I think, to kick off.
Oh,
Blacklist
I'm being told I'm
57.
quiet again, so let me just crank up the will.
What's that, Will? You're a bit quiet, mate. What?
Yeah, apparently I was a bit quiet, and now I'll be booming.
Sorry, Will, what was that? I can't quite hear you.
Oh God! Don't, because I'll just keep turning it up, thinking you still can't hear me.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I don't think there is anyone actually saying you're a bit quiet. I just think you like the sound of your own voice.
It's in the chat, man. It's in the chat.
What do you mean you think? I think that's a proven fact. If there's one thing that is true about Black Lakes, it's just all about Will. Just always goes on about himself. Constantly, it's me, me, me. Put me in the front. I'm the singer. None of you guys are relevant. Do what I say. As you can imagine, it's the opposite of that. But I'm just trying to make him, feel better about that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I feel great now. I feel even better than I did before I came online. Thank you.
If I'm honest, it's normally, but you're the front man, Will. You need to go and do that. Like you need to have a photo and you need to speak to people. You are the perfect front man because you are the antithesis of LSD.
And that's why we're here.
You've got LSC. You've got lead singers cure, not lead singers
cure. They need to take my blood, refine it, and inject it into other lead singers. Is that what you're saying?
All lead singers, and then they will be equally chilled and awesome. Wow. There are lots of comments already that I'm trying to get my brain. Good evening, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Blacklist. You said it was the 63rd of January. Is that right, Will?
Something like that, yeah. I think I said 86.
Yeah, 63rd of January, or that's how it feels in everyone's pay packet, and or post-Christmas January blues.
Yeah, Lee sends his apologies. He can't be here because, as Nikki said, he's still in a van. We can't seem to get him out.
Absolutely truth. He is currently black-bagged in the back, and waiting. We're waiting for the police to get to wherever Nikki is currently, because she is a tour de force of the UK nation. So all of the UK's police forces are on watch, and we hope to bring Lee back to you in Blacklist 58
if we can,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
nice. But yeah, wow, Larry, Anthony, Gavin, David, Steve, Tarry13, or Hell's Bells, welcome. Blaze, welcome. Black Sunshine, welcome. Suzanne Stockbridge, welcome. Anthony Sutter, welcome. I don't want to miss anyone. So Larry, if I've missed you, welcome. Nikki, welcome.
Blaze, Gavin, did you mention
Blaze?
I don't know.
I think I did, but if I didn't, Blaze, Gavin, welcome. James, welcome. Di, welcome. Will, welcome.
Thanks, man.
That's the nice thing about Black Lakes. We care.
We care.
I think we do. I think we do. I'm sure that everyone else in the band would argue that I care too much, as in obsess over everything. But, can you really care too much? I don't know.
I was going to say something.
Hang on, let me Google it. Wait a minute, let me Google it.
Well, no, I think you can care too much if it's bad for you. But I absolutely love obsessing. So therefore, I think it's okay. Because I don't feel like it's a problem. And as long as I'm not hurting anyone else, I think obsession is good. We should make a perfume. Obsession, Black Lakes.
I think it might have been done, mate. Obsession. I think we might have to find something else.
Really? Oh, okay. What about Black Lakes 1? Has that been done?
Black Lakes Eternity, maybe. I don't know. We'll keep fishing.
Okay. What about Black Lakes Channel 5? Has that been done? Is that a fragrance?
Channel 5.
I can see the advert now. It'd be just about as preposterous and ridiculous as some of our music videos, I'm sure.
Maybe our music videos are preposterous. Thank you very much about caring about us. Again, I'm sorry. I don't think my eyes work anymore. I think they just don't work. I'm looking at words and I can't see or read any of them.
I'm very glad you don't have to drive to work if your eyes have stopped working.
That could be like you're asleep because you can't read in a dream.
I'd love that. I quite like the Inception level that this Blacklist is already taking.
Gavin
so,
said, Black Lakes, soup, the scent that makes you hungry.
Nice. That's good. You delivered it well. I feel like everyone's chatting to each other there, which is lovely, which is good.
Carl said that Nicky's still at the barrier waiting for Dead Gods in Cannock. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. We ran out of time.
It's very easily solved. Go on to whatever music streaming service that you partake in, and or LP, and or CD, and play it.
It's not quite the same, Scott.
Okay, so ready, Will? We're gonna go live, right? And we're gonna do what? How does the chorus go again? Pray and I can't sing it. I'm not the singer.
What do you want me to do?
Tell me you feel.
I'm in no fit state to burst into song. I'm closer to bursting into tears than I am to song. I think.
Tell me you're aching. There you go. There's a bit of Dead Gods.
There we go.
So
that was live as well.
Woo! It was live.
Yeah,
you can tell by how bad it was.
Oh,
I'm sure
man.
we'll play Dead Gods live again, though.
Well, I mean, it was there. It was ready to go. We just we frantically had to grab Gina and tell her to go running to the sound guy to say, make sure he knows that when we leave the stage, we're coming back onto the stage, which is why I grabbed her and was like, make sure he realizes and doesn't turn up the house lights and the music. And then she came running back saying, he said fine, but you can only play one song. I think he was sick of us.
That makes six of us, right?
I think it was good. I really enjoyed. I know that we didn't get to play Dead Gods, but I felt ending on Hurricane was really fun.
So, for those of you who are on the Blacklist that may have not understand the context, on Saturday night, just gone, so that was January the 54th, we played Dementia Awareness Fest in Cannock, in the Midlands of the UK, because I know we have some American friends on with us. So, what you might call the equivalent of the Midwest, I guess, the middle of the country-ish. We played, or our song or our set was understandably and problematically cut by a couple of songs because it was quite late. I mean, we didn't go on till 10, did we? So
it's about 11:15 by the time we hit the stage.
Yeah, so it's probably is it going to be about 11:30 at this point? And the hard curfew's at 11:30. I think we actually had about 4 minutes left, and that 4 minutes is not enough to get Dead Gods in. So,
I did like that before we went on stage, the sound guy was just like, you got no time, just forget your intro, just go out there and smash into the first song. And it was like, what are you talking about? No, we need to, that's how we get into the zone. Like,
yeah, that's not how we roll. Yes, I saw that, Susie, that somehow you found the footage from the 54th of January on the 62nd of January, but you are there now. So you've seen the very kindly live streaming that show for our international friends once again, because we appreciate as cheap as a international flight to the Midlands is, and hotel accommodation and a flight back to our American friends. It's not easy. So you've seen it vicariously from a phone on the floor.
One day I will do more so that you will eventually believe that there is more to a Black Lakes live show than just feet. there is more going on that you just don't get to see above the shot that the phone normally gets. I love streaming the live shows like for people online, but I always remember just before we're going on stage that I wanted to do it, and then I'm like, crap, where am I going to put the phone this time? And I have to just look for somewhere where it's not going to get knocked over and hope it's got a decent shot, because I'm sort of getting ready to rush onto stage. So what you see is generally what you get with those ones, but we'll try harder at some point to make a better experience for you. Go back in the room.
Yeah, it's just because. Yeah, but in your defence, there's an awful lot going on at a live show. There's an awful lot that we have to do, be in certain places, be at certain points at certain times. So, because obviously that show isn't specifically designed for live streaming, or to be honest, we're being probably a bit sneaky by live streaming it or simulcasting it to the internet. But it's fine.
It's only going. It's in the Blacklist. It's between us and several hundred of our closest friends.
Exactly. But it's not a afterthought. It is literally because it's only possible to do so much in those situations. Although it would be pretty awesome if we could somehow connect the stream to GoPros
I think we
and have
could.
like a
I think it's
multi-camera GoPro.
at a certain point, I think we'll get there. Like a multicam cast with a live mix to switch between cameras. I think, to me that seems like an inevitability at some point.
Sure.
Very much
No,
something
I
I'd
would
like to
agree.
do.
It'd be good. It would be good to get there. How is everyone in the Blacklist? Rate yourselves Blacklist out of 10 in this January. Give yourself a score. And Di, where are you? January. How's your feeling?
3.
3.
3. Wow. Okay. And 7. And then Will, what about you? Where are you? Nice. Blazer's already gone for 6.66, which I'm enjoying.
Oh, that's good.
4 from Nicky Walker.
I reckon I'm around a 6.
6. I'd give myself a pretty solid 6. James, where are you at 10 at the moment, mate?
I've been a 3, and I'm probably up to about a 5 or a 6.
All right. So I think one of the things we talked about pre-Blacklist is obviously we're usually, the light in the darkness, maybe, the upbeat thing. But I think, because it's January the 62nd, I think we felt that it was important to acknowledge the time of year and how everybody's mood is normally blue. And without getting overly contrived here a minute, don't ever think you're on your own. So I suppose maybe a question for me as well. What's your strategy for getting through the winter? Like, what do you do? What are the things that you do that gets you back into, the warmer climes when the sun comes out again?
I make a band, and I aim for domination of the entire planet.
Yeah. And that is true.
That is what I do.
Genuinely think that is your permanent strategy of survival, Black Legs.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. What about you,
if I'm in a good mood, I throw myself into Black Legs. If I'm in a bad mood, I throw myself into Black Legs.
If I'm in a mediocre mood, I throw myself in the lakes.
Exactly.
What about you, Di? What are your strategies for getting over the winter blues? How do you get yourself to the summer months?
Small wins, isn't it? It's just small wins. Anything you might find just a little bit funny, anything that's easily attainable, but you think, wow, I can do that, I need to do that, whatever. It could be anything. As you guys know, like, very cold in the warehouse nowadays. That sucks.
Yeah.
But the one thing I look forward to is that because I only work about 5 minutes away from my house, I can drive straight back home, come here during my lunch break, and just challenge myself. 45 minutes of going, all right, can we write a song? Can we do something? Can we do something cool?
I thought you were going to say, can I make lunch?
Can I make lunch? Lunch exists, but it exists within working hours.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I come home and do music.
Yeah.
And without putting it on, well, you need some kind of thing here. Like we need an explosion or some kind of screen related something. But Di's been sending over a few demos. Now, calm down. We are.
There we go. We got some confetti. Thanks for that.
we are not necessarily, it is about the beginning of the beginning that you could possibly be. But yeah, can we
say it's the beginning of the beginning of the beginning as it could possibly be? Yeah, one of these demos is the best thing I've ever heard in my life in terms of Black Lake song. Is that something we should say?
That's pretty much where I'm at. Yeah, pretty much where I'm at. And it's not even just one of them. There is a serious amount of I don't know, maybe a lot of, I don't know if a lot of bands say this, I don't know, but I genuinely feel like not only am I awake and not crying, I'm awake, not crying, and mildly happy.
Making the face.
That is going some. Yeah. So that is another great question for the Blacklist. What riffs gives you the face? So when we mean the face, you may already know what we mean by the face, but you hear like a great metal riff, or some kind of fat breakdown, or something that just slaps, and then your face just goes. You cannot help but have the face. So, Blacklisters, what gives you the face? What gives you the face?
A lot of corn gives me the face.
Yeah, I was hearing the start again of "Falling Away from Me" today, and that opening, like do 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 do, boom 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 bam. Yeah, I remember vividly. The first time I think I ever heard the breakdown in "Freak on a Leash," or I reckon I got double face that day. Both my face and my ass was given the face. It's like, oh, boom, 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 boom. Oh my days.
That's an image we didn't need. Your ass doing the face.
My ass was doing the face, and my face was doing the ass.
Famasser.
Absolutely. James, what do you do to get through the winter months and the January blues?
Lots of vitamins, a little bit of exercise. Getting out with the dog helps. Like catching the sun. Got a little sad light as well. That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just trying to do, like Dav said, little wins, little and often. It's those atomic habits that, culminate and get you to that point where the clocks go forwards and you lose an hour in bed.
Yeah, I don't like that bit.
More sunlight is good.
I have a real distaste for British summertime. I don't like it. I like now is the correct time. It's the natural time. I don't like man-made time. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, just go back to normal. This weirds me out. I spend 9 months waiting for it to go back to normal, and I'm in the clocks are where they should be now. I'm all right.
What's the time called that's universal?
3:30.
No, you bastard. There's a real name for it. There's a name for a universal time that, like, so wherever you are in the world, you can say, oh, it's currently 128.
I see. Isn't it Thursday nights, 8 p.m, third Thursday of the month, Blacklist? Isn't that the universally accepted time?
That's the universally accepted. That is very much a universally accepted singular time. But there is a name for this.
I see. I'll have to look that up.
Worldwide time. I just don't know what it is right now.
Okay. Maybe that'll be the name of the beginning of the beginning and the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of album. Yeah. So suggestions have been that breakdown in Hurricane. Don't agree with you. Don't get the face in the breakdown. Although I totally did when I first heard it. Too many for this. South of Heaven by Slayer. Although I would do. I can see why, but for me it would always be Angel of Death. Oh,
Rain and Blood.
Yeah, just so many great ones. Dead God's Live. Thank you very much. That's very kind. But I think you may be making another point with that. Seek and Destroy. Wow, has a Metallica riff ever given me the face? I'm not sure it has. Maybe in the early days. Blackened is my favourite Metallica song, I think. I do like that song. It's long, and it's about the death of the planet, and it's riffy. That's a lot of my boxes ticked right there. It's unnecessarily progressive. It's called Blackened, and it's riffy. I'm pretty happy in those. I go Plane Spine. Wow, Dave, do you really? Cool. Okay, nice. That keeps you going because you can see planes in the winter. Although I'm enjoying Venus at the moment. Venus is low, isn't it? So you can see Venus a lot at the moment, and I'm enjoying that. Every time in the night sky, there's a big bright blob. I might keep saying, what is that? It's like, well, that's Venus.
I need to ask a question, right? Like metal detectors are called detectorists. Are plane spotters do they have a similar name? I need to know.
It's a good question. Planists, I guess. Yeah, going out with the dog, someone suggested. Hiding crystal hang on, I've got to make sure I write this right. Hiding crystal warehouses, shiny sparkly things. I can see why. Absolutely. Disturbed. Yeah, I can see why Down with the Sickness gives people the face. Yes, it was very sad to hear the passing of John Sykes. I saw that a lot. Oh, wow. Buried Alive by Love by Him. There you go, Will. I'll give someone the face.
It's a good song.
Isn't it even Destroy done by Apocalyptica? Yes, Venus is bright. Just plain spotters, James. There you are.
Plain spotters.
It's just plain spotters.
No, spotters is what you're saying. What you're actually saying is spotters.
Yeah, just plain spotters.
No, spotters.
We're very funny. We're very funny.
What do you think? What riff gives you the face, Di? What do you remember as being like, oh my days, I can't believe that riff?
I don't know. See, like,
There's so many.
I remember like probably over 10 years ago. Like, I remember the bands early on that sort of blew my mind, like Rage Against the Machine and Slipknot and stuff like that. Nowadays, like, I get the face more often when I just hear something that's really impressive. And most of the time, it doesn't come from guitar.
Sure.
It comes from either like a crazy drum thing, or most of the time, like, you know, those insanely talented, mega gymnastic pop singers.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Honestly, like, I could be sitting there.
Yeah.
It could be the most beautiful song in the world, 4 chords, poppy as shit, and then all of a sudden it's just this big run or whatever, big vocal run or whatever. It's just something that's really like impressive to listen to and really pleasing to listen to, and I'm just there and I'll just make the face. And just like,
absolutely,
it's more in disbelief than anything, you know. It's just
exactly.
Like, oh.
All right, stop dropping hints about our next album with our insane pop-tastic vocal runs.
Yeah, you like Beyonce?
Yeah.
You reminded me of something though. I tell you what, I don't remember all of my faces, but I remember my most amount of faces in one live gig, and that was watching the Cinematic Orchestra in Bristol, which is like a progressive jazz quartet, and that drummer, like, it was just basically I was perpetually in face.
I love that.
He was blowing my mind with his absolute fucking chops. Unbelievable.
Gojira like that a little bit as well.
A little bit.
Bringing it back into rock. Like, I could just watch them. There's certain songs where I just lose my absolute mind.
There are maybe, I think there are 3 songs in the history of all time that have given me goosebumps. One is Violent Pornography by System of a Down. One is Silvera by Gojira, as you suggested. That when I first heard that, my little mind was blown. The third one is Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue.
Hell yeah.
I just cannot help myself.
What, the break in the
middle? Oh my God, I'm going now. Kickstart my heart, hope it never stops. Oh, we're still kicking ass. Oh.
That's better than Vince.
Wow. Honestly, just
honk.
So this is good for me. There's loads of stuff here I've never heard. Obviously, Head Like a Hole by Nine Inch Nails. Absolutely. World tour coming. You know, although apparently a world tour includes, you know, Manchester and London. Is that it? Really? Download, surely.
I go to Manchester.
I would go
to Manchester
if I have to. I've seen them before though, quite a few times. So you know, I want to go, but I'm hoping that they get added to download on the Friday. And that is then a slam dunk. 9 Inch Nails sub-headlining Green Day? Absolutely.
That would never happen.
You'd be surprised. Headlining the second stage, maybe?
Nah.
You'd be surprised. I'm not aware of the 9 Inch Nails ever headlining a major festival in the UK.
They haven't.
They've done download.
Yeah, but they've never headlined it.
Not headlined, right?
Nope.
Have they not?
Never.
Don't think so.
They've never headlined Reading. 9 Inch Nails have never headlined a major UK rock festival. They've played Sonosphere that I went to with Will, although we weren't together at the time. Not that suggests we're married now. But they played there, and they played Reading, but always sub. Never actually the main. A bit like Korn, I suppose. They've always been just below.
Maybe they can be just below Korn on this one.
Well, they're playing Dublin that same night, see? So
that would give me the face.
That's either. So what will probably happen? They'll probably play. They're not going to play into Sleep Token, though. That's just an insult. I mean, I've got nothing against Sleep Token, but you can't put 9 Inch Nails above. Underneath Green Day, I think Trent would be all right with that. Underneath Sleep Token, not so sure.
I think the exact opposite on that one. I reckon they'd rather headline the second stage on the Sleep Token day, or sub-headline Sleep Token, than play the same day as Green Day. Just don't see that gelling at all.
Do you know?
Could you imagine?
It totally works for me. 9 Inch Nails followed by Green Day. It's a great juxtaposition.
The more I think about it, that would be nuts, wouldn't it? If 9 Inch Nails, like, all of a sudden decided,
yeah, it's not a big enough crowd to what we're used to, but if we headline the second stage,
Yeah,
like at
be rammed.
whatever day at Download, we're going to bring
Sure.
all the people from the main stage with us.
Yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah, God, yeah,
absolutely.
they would, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be loving that. Fair point, Susie. Other stage at Glasgow, not the main stage though, is it? They've never headlined a main stage to my knowledge. Yeah, second stage, totally agree. Many times.
Larry
yeah.
said they were
I
due
love-
to headline the Saturday night on a 2-day festival in London Arena, but they pulled out the day before.
Oh wow, okay. Again, not a major festival though, is it?
It's because they found out the
That's
other
just-
headliner was Green Day. That's what it was.
Yeah. Again, in case you're not picking up the vibes, Will's not a massive Green Day fan, which is fair enough.
I don't mind Green
you
Day.
like-
I'll enjoy them when I'm there, I'm sure. A few drinks, I'll have a good time.
You like Blink, it's fine if you want to enjoy the knockoff Green Day better than the actual Green Day, but that's up to you.
Who said I like
Yeah.
Blink? I didn't
But
say
I mean,
that.
well,
Don't make assumptions just because of my dislike of Green Day that I must like Blink-182.
I think you like Blink more than you like Green Day.
I think they're both about on the same sort of par for me.
All right. Okay. Very interesting. James, Blink or Green Day? You have to have a choice. Blink or Green Day?
I choose
Come on,
not to answer.
come on, Mr. Messi, make your choice.
Die. Blink or Green Day?
Probably Green Day.
Blacklist. Blink or Green Day?
Let's get a poll going. First poll of the year.
That's very kind. That's very kind of you, Black Sunshine. I don't agree, but that's very kind. Yeah, I have to agree with you, but that's very kind of you as well. Just about everything by Rob Halter's solo project. Fright gives me the face. Nice. No, I'm not a fan of Green Day either. There you are. They're not as good as Black Day. Not true. I love Green Day. Absolutely love Green Day.
Oh, Green are absolutely. Oh, Blink are fighting back now. Oh, it's quite.
Yeah, there's a couple of blinks.
It's quite dramatic. It's quite dramatic.
Green Day are one of the few bands I've ever travelled for. There aren't many. I'm
You
currently
went
on
to
3.
Isle of Wight, didn't you?
I went to Isle of Wight just to watch them. Yeah. Because I thought I'm never going to see them, and then obviously this year they're fucking rocking up at Download, because they know what I've now that I've seen them. I will play the UK every year. It's something you can go to. Bowling for Soup. Yeah, that was going to be my next suggestion to Will. If it ain't Blink and it ain't Green Day, Bowling for Soup.
It is Bowling for Soup. Bowling for Soup absolutely trounced both those bands. Get in the bin.
Oh my God, you
Get in the
can't say
bin. Bowling for
No.
Soup are here.
What are you on about?
Absolutely.
Good grief, Time of My Life. Oh my days.
Time of My Life's a good song, but it's no Trucker Hat by Bowling for Soup. Now that's a tune.
Longview, mate. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, Longview's
Welcome
good.
to Paradise. Again, Jesus of Suburbia, right? It's unnecessarily long, and it's mostly Bryan Adams songs. And I'm there. I'm 100% on board. I absolutely love it. It's just completely brilliant.
Green Day just edged it in that poll, mate.
Who did Green Day? Yeah, but they
Green
still
Day.
won.
As I said, they just edged it. They edged it.
Yeah, they won. Yeah, absolutely.
Bowling for Soup. They just announced their guitarist has had to step down permanently today. They announced that.
Right. Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that.
I think he's not very well, is he? And
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
unfortunately,
Orange Goblin calling time after 30 years.
Yeah, I saw
they?
that too.
Mm.
Well, that's good. That means we've got like 27 years left. Yeah. No, that's good. That's a long way to go. Absolutely agree, Alison. Billy Joe is cute, and definitely, yeah. Billy Joe. He's short and attractive. I mean, what more do you want, right?
Billy Joe looks a bit like a grandma.
Not as much as a grandma as Keith Richards does.
I think you have to accept that Billy Joe is the most attractive man in Green Day.
I'm not being ageist either. I'm not calling him out because he's older than me. I just mean generally he's got like short permy hair, and he goes for like the sort of really washed out makeup. Just looks a bit like a grandma.
So Blacklist, you can see the Green Day hate is just all the time, just constant
just
rage
constant.
against the Green Day.
Sorry, when you asked me earlier how I get through the cold, dark winter months, I warm myself by hating Green Day.
Your blue days are solved by hating Green Days.
That's it.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought now. But, yeah.
You have a train of thought, bloody hell.
Oh,
It's
God, yeah.
Thursday afternoon, Jesus. Evening. Fuck.
My train of thought never stops. Always
Get on
thinking.
the Scott sexy train.
Get on the
Always
sexy train.
thinking. Always thinking. I like thinking. Thinking's good. Yeah.
Anything
So,
coming up?
what do you mean?
We've got some gigs coming up.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Anything?
Always.
Anything coming up?
I'm a bit quiet this year at the moment, which I'm a bit disappointed at, because this time last year, I'd already done Bring Me Supported by Bad Omens, which, was shit. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was amazing. So that's my point. It's like, you know what I mean? That was a pretty good start to the year. But this year, the only thing I know of that I've got tickets to so far is Alanis Morissette in the summer. So no, I don't have anything coming up, which is weird because there's normally loads of things going on. Although the Architects' new album comes out on the 28th of February, incidentally, when the day that we play our next gig in Blackpool. Hey, segue.
We'll be hammering that in the van then.
Yeah, but I would be fairly confident that will come with a tour that might include the UK, that might include Cardiff. So
Yeah.
I would very much enjoy that because I am loving them right now. That is my favourite thing at the moment, is listening to the Architects.
No, Nikki
I'm
says
loving it.
she's good.
What?
We're not playing the Saturday in Blackpool. What are we playing? The Friday,
I think so, yeah.
the 28th.
Because we were already booked on the Saturday, Nikki. That's why.
Yes.
So we had to do the Friday. Oh, there we go. Someone's going to see Bullet on Sunday. Obviously, Bullet and Trivium, aren't they, doing the double header
Nice.
in Cardiff?
That'll be good.
fun. Yeah. I've got a massive
I've
amount
never-
of respect for Matt Heafy from Trivium.
Yeah.
They seem to all be, good people. Never been able to get into either band. I don't mind the Heart from the Hate of Trivium. Don't mind that. And after a few years, Tears Don't Fall. It's all right.
I don't know,
But
man. The time and place for those ones, I think. I guess that's why they're
Possibly
touring
so.
it like they are as a 20 anniversary or whatever
Yeah.
it is. But
I'm not criticising them. I'm just saying personally, it never connected with me. It's never given me the face, Bullet or Trivium. Although I did like Heart from the Hate. That was a good song. I enjoyed that one.
is that a Bullet or Trivium?
That's Trivium. It's later Trivium.
Yeah.
I quite liked it. It's a good song.
Yeah.
So Bullet that. I'm going to Steelhouse this year for the first time. When they announced you guys. I couldn't for the life of me think of the name of Steelhouse the other day, so thank you, because that's just come back in my head, Larry. But yeah, Wasp are playing. I'm a massive Wasp fan, so absolutely loving that. I'm a big Wasp fan. That'll be great. Just love them. Can't You Gate Crash Winter's End? We're working on it. Got Ricky Warwick at the Steelhouse. Nice. Yeah, so enjoy that, Dave, as well. Oh, hi, Gina. Welcome along.
How do you know?
Fever by Bullet gave me the face. Now, again, I don't think I know that one.
There's a song by Bullet that I don't understand because the chorus is, "When I see your face, my hearts burst into fire."
It's Doctor Who, in it, because he's got like more hearts.
Right. Thank you. There we go.
Well,
Thanks, James.
Thanks,
you're welcome,
James.
bro. Got you.
You got one.
It makes me think of something, though, which is strangest lyrics ever. And mine has to still go to the Killers. Are we human or are we dancer?
Yes.
I mean, what is that about? My signs are vital. My hands are cold. And I'm on my knees looking for the answer.
Bro,
Are we
it's
human
poetry. It's
Or are we
poetry.
dancer? It's
like-
just confusing.
Are we subscribed a set of dance moves that we have to follow innately, or do we have any control over ourselves? Like, come on, read the deep and meaningful into it. Come on.
Is that
Yeah.
is that what you think they were going for?
No.
No.
I was just gonna say, I can't wait to introduce the singer for the Killers onto this call and for him to explain to James that they were just all absolutely twatted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll just stand there, just like, what? Say what? What? No. No.
Oh, you got that? Did you? Oh, that's very good of you. That's really, it's really good for you.
I'd like to believe that, but his name is Brandon Flowers, and he's a Mormon, so I very much doubt that they were twatted.
Is that his real name?
Is he a Mormon?
Well, he is a Mormon, yeah,
Didn't
absolutely.
know that.
Yeah. The Killers, as far as I know, you would have to check me on it, but I think most of them are Mormons.
How do they get around that then, with the use of modern technology to make modern rock music?
I don't ask the questions, man. I
only
just
work
learned.
here, bro.
I just
Only work
learned the facts.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, or as a very minimum was a Mormon or comes from a Mormon family. So, yeah.
Okay, well, they
He
probably don't
doesn't
want to
look
tour
a
with us anyway then,
thing
given the Dead
like
Gods album.
Jesus.
So
Was
there's
that
too
there?
many.
I was just saying he doesn't look a thing like Jesus.
Nice.
Oh.
Killers puns.
Very
Stay
Mormon.
tuned.
Mm.
Die wins.
Yeah, they've got some good stuff. I think the first Killers album is good. It is good. I remember seeing them at Reading, but thankfully I think I saw them when they peaked. So they were good.
I think if you said that to them, they might be quite insulted that you think they've peaked. But
What you think they didn't peak on their first album?
I'm not saying I'm not saying that I don't think that. I'm just saying I think they might be upset if you suggested that to them.
Can you imagine if that had
I
happened
think
to
it's a
us?
fact.
Fucking hell.
I mean, it might do. I mean, Alanis Morissette peaked on her opening album, didn't she?
Oh,
Yeah,
Mark's
lots of people-
totally called me out, by the way. He said Mormons aren't opposed to technology. That's the Amish and the Mennonites. Yeah, you are absolutely correct. I stand corrected. I take my my
check.
bollocking, and I
I was
apologize.
starting
I
to freak
apologize to
myself.
all these Mormons, especially the ones that are technophobes, who I've just shone a light on.
I've got to be honest. When you were saying it, I'm like, I'm sure that's right. I'm pretty certain that they were all Mormons. And then you were saying, but yeah, how can they be? But as you correctly point out, being-
I can't stop thinking of like an Amish themed metal band.
I'd like that. That'd be cool. Like a washboard. I don't know how you do it, but it would be interesting. What do you play? Amish metal. That is pretty cool.
That's
I mean,
neat.
you've already got the band
That's
name, right? We
neat.
Are the Amish.
I'm sorry, I'm
great band name.
googling that. I'm googling that right now.
No, I didn't
What,
say
Amish
morons. Jeez, Dave.
Yeah, Mormons.
I'm not trying to
A
start
bit
a
like the
war.
Mormons, but the ITV version.
I like the Sky version.
Yeah, so we should talk about what's going on, I suppose, Will, in the band and things, I guess.
Okay.
Christ, there's a band called the Amish Outlaws.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
There you go. So, Susie, yeah, that's exactly the one. That was the Reading I was at on the Saturday, and Metallica headlined on the Sunday. I remember it vividly because I'd seen Metallica many times, and I said to myself, I'll give it 5 minutes. And 2 hours later, I'm fucking fully in.
That's the
I
Metallica
remember doing
magic.
similar to Rage at Reading, going, I'll give it 20 minutes. And then, bow, bow, chicka, bow, bow, baka, baka, baka. I'm in there. I'm in there.
Are you coming back,
James is
James?
gone.
You've just gone
I
black.
don't know what's happening, James.
I broke myself.
The Amish found out that you were trying to search for their metal
Yeah,
band.
absolutely.
metal band.
Yeah, indeed. James has just got cancelled by Musk for
Unable to access camera.
looking at the Amish online. But yeah,
Ironically, they are really, really good with technology. They just took you out online.
I've just been done in like the Amish. Fuck! Get me back!
They're all hackers, man.
I'm really sorry. Okay, I'm really sorry. Please let me back.
You might have to just leave the
You
call
know
and
what?
then come back in, and then
yeah,
you might.
maybe put your camera on and off again.
Mate, what's most likely to happen is I'm just gonna get wiped any second.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there is a god.
Yeah, give him a wave. I still give James a wave. But yeah, we are. We're going to. We have some plans this weekend, which we're looking forward to.
We do.
Obviously, don't want to overpromise too much, so we are up to things.
We are up
This
to stuff and
weekend?
things.
So you will see the result of that in due course.
Mm-hmm.
There are many plans.
Just had a bit of
Welcome
an
back,
email
James.
come through. Just had a bit of an email come through. Okay, and it said stop. So okay.
They take the time to do a poison
Oh, I
pen
see.
letter, then photograph
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
then send it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 28th of February, isn't it? When we're in? I've never played Blackpool before.
No,
Played Blackpool
I've
before?
never
Will?
been to Blackpool.
I've never been to Blackpool. Di, you been to Blackpool?
No.
They have spelt it wrong though. Obviously, the POOL should be spelled LAKES, but still, let's not get into that. James, you been to Blackpool before? You
Never.
strike me as a Blackpool man.
Never.
I think the only person that's been there is Lee.
Yeah, and he's not here.
No,
How ironic.
he's in Blackpool right
Been
now.
there. He's been there, but he's not here. But I think it's the only thing I know that Blackpool is famous for, obviously, is the dance hall. You know, where they filmed Strictly Come Dancing, or just Come Dancing as it was known then, for many, many years. And as far as I know, was also the birth of Northern Soul.
What about the Pleasure Beach?
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about things that Blackpool is memorable for that are cool, as opposed to, you know, the Tower and Kiss Me Quick hats and, you know, terrible Barry Island-esque, you know, seaside stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with Barry.
I'm not
Just the
sure. I'm
general
not sure.
thing.
I'm not sure. Thinking of the right place. I mean, this place is called the Pleasure Beach. It must be good.
Yeah. Believe what you like.
You can go down to the pleasure beach and, you know, do some cum dancing.
Sounds great.
Yeah. It always was called Come Dancing. It was only later on it got added to become Strictly Come Dancing.
I don't know
Very
much
true.
about Strictly Come Dancing other than I don't think I like it
Nor
very
me.
much.
It was always filmed in Blackpool, which is why part of the reason that Blackpool's famous, I think.
Oh.
And along with the birthplace of Northern Soul, which is a fairly unique subgenre of UK music.
See, this reminds me of the importance of punctuation.
What is that?
Well, you know, it's the difference between helping your Uncle Jack, comma, off a horse.
Yes. And helping your Uncle Jack off a horse.
But what does that have to do with Blackpool?
You didn't need to say that. It was implied.
I know I did need to say it.
It was the implication.
The implication.
It's the implication.
Is
Now you're just getting
is that the
indulgent,
Blackpool implications?
The Blackpool implications.
Yeah, indeed.
Scarier than being on a boat. Deb says that she's old enough to remember that. She's been to Blackpool Tower.
Exactly. I'm only 2.
Oh,
there
Terry's
we
got
are.
visions of us all in ball gowns doing Strictly Come Dancing. Now, dancing the cha-cha-cha. Scott Bradshaw.
Now, doing the tango, it's Die, follow from South Wales.
Oh, if you wanted to do a dance, what dance would you do?
I don't know. I like the Argentinian tango, if that's one. I always hear these things going on in the background. I'm never actually sure what that means.
And I have the greatest respect for anyone that does sort of ballroom dancing and that kind of thing. I've always looked at all formal dancing and gone, well, that just looks shit. I mean, I don't say they don't deliver it very well. It just looks shit. I'm like, no, not for me. So what's my favourite dance? Sat down, watching other people that look bad. Because it's just all shit, isn't it? It's just all shit.
What was your favourite dance then? The Macarena, or was it like that? At least that's fun.
You talking to James or?
I think he was talking to you.
Is he talking to
Will's
me?
into it. You know, the Macarena, any of those famous dances.
The only thing I was interested in generally was going in a pit and putting in my massive ginger helicopter with my undercut and showing everyone how miserable I was.
Never been big on a pit. You get your pint knocked out of your hand, which is annoying.
mean,
I like a pit.
Fair play for getting your trousers down and getting your ginger helicopter going. But
It's not quite what I said.
It's just this massive opening in the crowd around him whilst it's just like...
And also, you know,
I did.
that wasn't what you said last night when I dropped my trousers either. But, you know, I wasn't going to go there. You insisted, but, you know, that's on you.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
it's a Chinook.
Exactly.
Yeah. Be careful of Bradshaw. He learnt this technique in Blackpool when he went come dancing.
Bringing the
Different
Pleasure
Bradshaw, mate.
Beach home
Yeah.
with him.
Never been there.
and we're back, and it's only taken us 44 minutes.
Yeah, never been there. I mean, you guys went there. I didn't. Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to that. Should be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, never been there. I can't say I'm planning on staying there because again, I would imagine it's quite difficult to sleep in Blackpool because it's quite bright.
Well, we got to travel
Like-
anyway,
like-
haven't we? So
I've got it. Imagines it a bit being noisy as well, noisy and bright, noisy and bright.
aye.
Yeah,
And then we got a gig the next night, but that's a private engagement gig,
indeed.
which should be
So
fun as
that's
well.
why we can't. But we're playing the yes, indeed, playing the next night. But the only reason, or the reason, is no point in talking about it because it's a private event, so we can't, You can't get tickets even if you want to, unless you're already going. In which case, see you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. But back to Wales, which would be nice.
Yes. And then we've got a little bit of downtime after that, which feels weird.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I suppose it's to do other things, I guess.
Yeah, not downtime. I guess
No,
is
I
in
know
a
what you
break
mean,
from
though.
a break from the stage.
Yeah. It goes heavy again in the summer, but we've got a little bit of time to write some music and make some things.
Like Nikki says, roll on May. Yeah, we'll hit May really hard. I think bit more stuff going on stage. Mainly like cha 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 going on, and
Yeah,
Bit of a Casa Doble.
oh, there you go. That's
Ginger.
another one.
Ginger helicopter.
It's all going on. It's all going on stage.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Well, we were discussing before talking about the some of the weekend, because I know it seems like everyone seemed to love it, which is great, and we had really good time, but things weren't necessarily as smooth on the stage as they may have appeared out. So, what would you say your least favourite moment on stage has been so far, Di?
I make little mistakes every show. Are you talking on stage
You
or?
mean turning up is one of them? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Did
what?
you have a memorable moment where? Because we were talking about the fact that being January in this Blacklist and all that sort of stuff. It's it doesn't always go well. It doesn't always go right. And that's okay too.
Yeah, I mean, you all know this about me. It's not so much the performing that gets me anxious. I might be a little bit anxious beforehand, but once I'm up there, I'm sort of zoned out. A lot of my anxieties regarding gig days come from prep and post.
Yeah.
So especially prep pre-gig. Set up times, especially at festivals, if the day's running smooth and on time.
Yeah.
I'm not very punctual with a lot of things, but with band and music and stuff like that, I am super punctual. Especially on a gig day.
You know that because you do the job. You know how important it is to be punctual.
Yeah, being a tech and we've seen ourselves how efficiently shows can be run when you have the right staff and the right stage management.
Absolutely.
And in an ideal world, just to get rid of my anxieties forever, I would just like those people to be at every single gig managing it. But things happen on stage. I dropped a stick on Saturday. I dropped a stick at Bloodstock.
I didn't notice.
I can see past there. It doesn't really bother me. I might think, oh, bugger, in the moment, but it doesn't. Those are not the kind of things that traumatize me. It's when it's a bad day leading up, and then it's bad after, and when things are not run smoothly, that's what gets me.
I was just because it reminds me, because I've only seen a couple of major errors that I remember live. I remember watching Goldfrapp, and about 3/4 of the way through their set, their laptop crashed. They came back on stage, played one song acoustically, and had to finish, and that was pretty. But interesting to see, because you're like, wow, you're at a certain level, and it still can go wrong, for you, and that was interesting to see. Even worse, because I've mainly gone to watch the support act. There's an acoustic guitar singer songwriter player I like very much called Scott Matthews. Funny enough, also from the Black Country, Wolverhampton. But yeah, really really nice guy, and incredible musician. I would strongly recommend everybody goes to listen to Scott Matthews immediately. But I was watching him, but he was supporting Rufus Wainwright, so I stayed for Rufus Wainwright, which was also good. But then Rufus Wainwright made a mistake in a certain song, and he covered it, like, oh, I'm gonna have to start again. It's like, and everyone, all the audience were kind of into it. And then a few, I think it might have even been a few years later, I caught a clip on YouTube, and Rufus Wainwright made exactly the same mistake at exactly the same point. So it's like, oh, you'd actually written in the mistake, to get yourself over to the crowd a little bit more. It's like that's a bit disappointing. But yeah, what's
He's
what's
just too
interesting?
good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's too good. But what is interesting is that out of all the gigs I've seen, I'm sure every single musician on every single one of those gigs will go, well, that didn't go well, or that didn't go right. But for me, those are the only two things I've ever noticed ever. I've seen so many bands, so it's fascinating. And we were talking about Blacklist. As for those of you that were there Saturday, was there anything that you
I mean,
noticed?
The chat is not being as kind as they should be towards other bands. Chat, so be nice. It's difficult when you're up there, especially in the. We've played some festivals where you have a big clock at the side of stage, which is super helpful. And if you don't have that clock, you go by what you think the timing is. You can lay out your set beforehand, so you know what your timing is. I know you're joking, Nikki. It's fine, but it's difficult when you're up there in the moment, I suppose.
Sure.
And ultimately, if you've got someone running in front of house that's on the ball, they're going to be flagging at you to tell you it's your last song or what have you. So not quite sure how Scan managed to go over by 10 minutes, but that's part of the game sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah, and again, that bit doesn't bother me so much. It's just it's become interesting to me about how do you replicate music. It's hard. It's really hard, and it's become a fascinating thing in my mind, I suppose. What about you, Will? You ever seen any massive fuck ups on bands you're watching live, or things go wrong, or?
I saw New Year's Day at the Fleece in Bristol, and their laptop went down, and their laptop went down bad as well. They played like 2.5 songs, maybe less, before it went off, and then
wow,
they didn't even get anything acoustic going. They were there trying to fix it on stage for a long time. It was really
That's
awkward.
And then James, you may remember in a previous band, obviously we had the full because again we had a laptop, but it was running keyboard sounds. It wasn't doing anything to cover anything, but we had the full Windows startup tone in the middle of the gig because obviously none of us knew it, and so we were playing away, and then boo 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 over the PA. That's awkward. That was awkward because again, there's nothing you can say. Everyone then thinks that everything's just recorded, which it's not. But you can't. It's too late. It's already over.
We're pretty tech heavy, and we're looking at doubling up on some of the things. I mean, I see a lot of videos out there about what it's like to be a guitarist or a bass player in like not high performing bands, but
it is high performing
bands who are in the public eye and who are at a certain level.
Sure.
And like all of them have double everything. I've got a Cortex, and even now, that's over $1,000. Even now, I'm thinking I need another Cortex as a backup running. Just in case that goes down, or I need another pair of IEMs just in case that goes down. And like how you mitigate the issues that can potentially happen on stage, because it isn't just getting up on stage and playing the guitar. There's this myriad, spider web of things that can potentially go wrong.
Exactly.
In that live situation, and it's very much about insurance and knowing how to navigate those moments when they happen.
Susie just saying here, Winston missed the target with the Molotov cocktail when Parkway Drive headline Bloodstock. I assume he throws a flaming bottle at a target, does he? I've not seen it.
There's a lot of
to
fire.
To be fair, it was a bit windy out. Okay, well that's a bit awkward, isn't it? Whoops! Sorry, Di!
Sorry.
Yeah, you're on fire. Like Motley Crue, like drumming on fire. Amazing.
Viv said she had an amazing time seeing us play live for the first time on Saturday, and that she needs to step out of her comfort zone this year and travel to a few other gigs.
Cool.
Absolutely, yeah, do it.
And we really appreciate you stepping out of your comfort zone for us, Viv. And hopefully you found a inclusive and supportive environment in there, because it's always been a nice vibe in Cannock. The owner's really lovely as well, Steve. Been such a nice guy. Is it? Yeah, it's Steve Evans, isn't it? The owner? Did I get that right? Dave, no, Dave Evans is the owner, or Dave Evans is the guy that ran the festival?
They're both Daves, I think.
They're both Daves. So
Yeah.
he's Dave someone else.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got my Steves and my Daves confused in my mind. But yeah, he's a nice chap.
Yeah,
and
he's
there's
a
always
nice
a good vibe in there. So, well done, Viv. From my point of view, obviously there are lots of things going on at the moment. However, as always with January, things haven't quite gotten as planned as they should have done yet. But there is a lot on the way. However, we don't want to talk about it too much because, again, if it doesn't happen, it just feels like we're saying something that isn't existing. But there will be I think, a number of things coming your way, Black Lakes and Blacklist wise.
We just have to survive the rest of January first.
Yeah, and again, it's obviously we're doing some things this weekend, and there'll be more coming. But there will be bigger and wider announcements coming soon in terms of things that we want you to get involved in, things that you might want to get involved in, things that we're producing and putting out there as well. Merch, shows, the full gambit of stuff. So looking forward to sharing all of that with you once it is all come out of the baking pot and it has some semblance of form or order, so that it's not just we're going to do something and that thing isn't quite formulated yet.
We're not trying to tease, Tarry. We're just trying to make sure that that there's stuff coming, but we can't really talk about it in as much detail, which I guess if you looked up tease in the dictionary, it probably sits right there as the definition. But more detail as soon as we can give it to you is probably the easiest way of saying it.
There will definitely be new Black Lakes merch in 2025. There is no doubt. And there will definitely be new content from Black Lakes in 2025. I'm not necessarily promising there would be any new music, but there will definitely be new content. But there might be new music. I mean, the new music already exists, right, Di? We've got lots of it. We have lots of new music. We've got great music. It is all ready. So we are still in the album 2 cycle, but it does mean that we are thinking about and starting to have the embryonic plans about whatever comes next. It'll be a ninefold. Each one will be a triple gatefold vinyl prog masterpiece called James Goes to Planet Blackpool and does the Ginger Helicopter. That is what it will be. It is going to be an absolute beast of a record.
James comes down to
that's the Black Lakes title, please. Ginger Helicopter.
Ginger Helicopter. Done.
Black Lakes Idol. Yeah, Ginger Helicopter. But no, it's just more that it's I guess a bit frustrating for us, I guess, when we're in between things, because there's only so much you can do without letting people down. So you don't want to talk about things that might never happen, and so therefore it's very much like akin to the football transfer window for me. So who have you got coming in? Well, I can't really talk about it. That's other people's players, So everyone knows that there's things going on, but no one can talk about it until it's official. So,
that's the exact analogy I was going to give, like the football transfer.
Yeah, I know.
You bloody liar.
Such a big football fan. Such a big football fan. It is. That's a nice way of putting it, Dave. It is a never-ending creative process. But also, we would welcome your thoughts. What would you want to see? What do you want from Black Lakes? As well as, I'm assuming, new music at some point. We'll take that as a given. But what do you want to see more of? Is it merch? Is it videos? Is it live shows? Is it something else? Be interesting to get all of your thoughts on that as well in the remaining 60 seconds or so. I was
going to say, you're going to have to tell us over on the Blacklist community on Facebook, as we're about to run out of time. So get involved on Facebook. If you're not already in the Blacklist, that's our secret group that you can't see unless you join. So make sure you go and check that out. I think it's facebook.com/groups/Black Lakes. We'll get you there. If you're not a member already, I think most of you
or post it in the chat, if you can. That might be useful.
That will be useful.
Someone
say their final thoughts while I'm typing.
Di, what are your final thoughts for perhaps the last time you might speak to Black Lakes fans in January of 2025?
It's only 60 more days.
Exactly. We're nearly there.
All right.
It's nearly there. 31st of January, I believe, is the opening game of the Six Nations. That's what I get. It's like my stepping stone into the spring of the Six Nations, because it doesn't end till March. So once the Six Nations start, I know we're nearly there.
Nice.
James, your January thoughts?
when you're in hell, keep moving forward.
Exactly. When you're going through hell, keep going. Will, your final thoughts?
When you're in hell, keep doing the cha-cha-cha. With the devil.
I mean, my sentiment is similar, but I'll make it a contrived Blacklist reference. It is always the darkest before the dawn.
Nice.
So,
nice.
And hang on.
Profound way to end. It feels unlike us to end in a profound manner. Someone say something stupid. Quick, I'm going to press the end button.
Isn't it your time to say something?
I said it. I said about the cha-cha-cha.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Thanks, James. Right, good night, everybody. We'll see you again for the next Blacklist. That'll be Blacklist 58 in about a month's time. Stay safe.
Thank you very much.
See ya.